Look at feng shui. Feng shui is sacred geometry. Feng shui is understanding how the magnetic fields move in a given space, how the electricity moves in a given space, and being able to capitalize off that. A lot of people right now are going, they're having sleep trouble. And that's because the magnetic fields are shifting around the planet. You know what I'm saying? My son is going crazy. He's up all night now. Like,
Me too.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Well, what I did was I just, because my daughter was going crazy too. Well, what I did with them is I moved their bed and have them sleep in a different position, so their head is facing north now, as opposed to like they were just crazy. So now I got them lined up north south, north south, north south, and they seem to sleep better that way. You know what I'm saying? But these are a lot of things that we got to get back into because, again, like I said, we've been disassociated from these things. Science has become, the first thing they did was take the fun out of science, which is taking the reality out of science. So that's why a lot of these subjects are long-haired books, and if we don't get our 12-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and 17-year-olds interested, if we're not able to change the trends, all that we're doing is a waste anyway. 30, 40 years, we dead. Then what? These young niggas with their pants on their kneecaps, because it's no longer on the butt no more. It's down here now. It's on the kneecaps. That's what we're going to leave our movement to. And they're going to do what they could do best, which is teach the babies what they know. And we know what they know. So we got to figure out a way to change the trend. We got to make it cool to be intelligent, cool to be articulate, cool to be clean. You know what I mean? Just hygiene, nails cut, like, you know what I mean? Hygiene, we got to put those things back into the forefront, and then once we get that right, the mind will be clear. Things line up when your mind is clear. That's the purpose of the food and the bad diet.
Yeah, but no, my sleeping problem started since you change your time.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it started.
Yeah, theirs too. They started like maybe October, November. They started.
Yes,
yeah.
it's when mine started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's gonna pick up as we move through this through the 2012 event. But the 2012 event is not like everybody's speaking like it's gonna be December 22nd, 2012. Boom, 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 boom. It's an event it's a progressive event. It's a sequence of events that have already initiated.
That's right.
We're already in the middle of it. That's what these snows and the, like there's a state, like right now we good. In New York, we're so used to snow, it's like second nature for us. Georgia, where I just left, they have a state of emergency. City shut down. Like they don't even know what to do when snow hit the ground. South Carolina, North Carolina, these places is asking for government grants. Like they need all the soldiers to come in. Like it's crazy down there for them. There's places in Europe where they never had snow and all that kind of stuff. And, well, not never had snow, but the amount,
Right.
So they happen to get used to a lot of things. The birds falling out of the sky, like, if we look around, the signs are there. And there are a lot more signs that are there than even we can acknowledge because of the fact that we don't have a stronghold on the media. We gotta wait till Tuesday night or Friday night and get it from Red Pill and Blue Pill or, abundance on Thursday night, whatever the case may be. But, this is the situation we're in. So now the challenge is to make, we had our forerunners, that are still out doing the work. Bobby Hemmitt, Phil.
I'm not a forerunner. Well, I know you're talking about.
Icon. We look up to you, brother. That's what I do. I got all your stuff in the house. But we got to make it applicable what we do now. We got to do a lot more walking. They taught us. So we got to walk this stuff out now. We got to stop taking the DVD home, watching the DVD, and going to sleep after. Being satisfied and complacent with sounding smarter than the guy next to us. We got to actually make this stuff. We got to show it. We got to make it. People ask us about our diet because our skin looks so good, not because we're talking so much. Damn, your skin look good. You vegetarian? Oh, you don't eat meat? Oh, okay, let me try that out.
No, we military.
Right.
Yeah. Brother. Give it up for the brother. Brother Inky. Give it up for the brother. All right. I got to give a lot of shout outs today before I even get Bobby up here. Well, first of all, I want to give a shout out to my queen, but Jade out there. Let's do it. All right. Brother Indonesia in the back, facilitator. Panic is in the house. Raise your hand, brother. All right. Let's not forget appreciate my brother over here. Put your hand up, brother. Brother, got the red pill and give all the silver hand for coming out with the Sunday. Sit around. Don't say about a forerunner. There it is right there. That's it right there. Okay, we just gonna get it right to it. Okay. So Bobby told me to make sure y'all got your questions. Whoever got the email, I told y'all to get them questions ready. Close and intimate. Y'all know how these classes go. For those of you who've been coming, you know, you never really get through a whole lecture without getting back, back and forth interaction. Bobby, I'm going to present. I know you already got one.
Yeah, but
Here's another one. You the thing with the Ogun liquor. We actually gonna be carrying that here.
Right.
So, but it's not. I don't have an alcohol license, so it's not for drinking. Okay. Okay, it's for collecting or novelty. Just want to get that on tape there. You know.
Yeah.
Bobby Hemmitt, y'all. Give it up. Right.
Well, good thing about it, because we don't have it down there, I got two, so that's better. That's better. And my mama always said, you know, you don't read shit, you just, you know. And I grabbed some diet. I just saw the cherries. Anything with cherry on it, I go crazy. So there's some black cherry, and I grabbed it, and when I got out the store, and I tasted it, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on.
Right.
That's that diet stuff. And they talk about this stuff here's a killer.
Yes,
that aspartame, what they call that stuff?
Aspartame.
Aspartame or something like that? Yeah. Yeah, no, so I was like, you know, but I'm famous for that. You know, just looking at the first thing, you know, so that's good. One thing about it, last night, the lecture was going to be about, what was the name of the lecture?
The ancient Orisha Olmec.
Olmec thing, and I didn't get you do the Olmec, you know. You know. So I said, you have to change that, because I'm about to get the tape and take it home, and we wait for the Olmec stuff, and it never show up. And stuff. So we're going to do the Olmec thing. It's a real short piece, that's why I left it at the end. We're going to do that right now.
Beautiful.
To try to understand this, to explain what this thing is about, because it's breaking a major mystery of the Olmec. So we're going to do that. So, and I'm glad I got the water, because you got that aftertaste in your mouth with that stuff there. You know. But I don't know why it was, I think from the last 20-something years, anything with cherry. Whatever cherry, I buy it. I don't care what it is, you know. And then come to find out when they started actually coming out with the sour cherry syrup, and they explained that the sour cherries was high in melatonin, you know, which is melanin. You know, the melatonin mysteries happened after the melanin conferences started in the late 80s. Then the Europeans started calling it melatonin. The pre-melanin conferences, the Europeans was calling it melanin. You see, Gabriel Cousins, one of the guys that does the tachyon energy, he had a book called The Rainbow Diet that came out like in the 80s. Spiritual Rainbow Diet and the Spiritual Nutrition, I think is the name of it. And he talks about the whole melanin thing, because he mentioned something, and it might still be online. There's a thing called the Mind-Brain Bulletin. The Mind-Brain Bulletin. And it was a group of white scientists that came together in the early 80s to start talking about melanin. And they mentioned in there, he who has melanin is God. These white scientists.
See that?
And it was all this melanin stuff up until like, when was the first melanin conference? Like 87 or something like that? And then after the melanin conference started, by 1990, they started coming with the whole melatonin thing. And it was interesting here because, like I even said on the blog talk, we know now that the precursors, in the precursor, I don't want to say precursor, what we would call the original launching of crack cocaine had melatonin in it. You see, that's why it devastated black people. And so so somebody that's cooking up their cocaine, they'll go, I don't know about no melanin and stuff like that. But what you don't realize is, by the time it got to the people, even with black people, that was cooking up the rocks and stuff. It was already prepackaged or what have you when the government brought it in. You see, you know, when the government brought it in. We talk about how McDonald's down in Atlanta, one down in